Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram welcoming you to your Saturday edition of the Cricket Happening Show. And this particular cricket show, the centerpiece is going to be Rowman Powell hitting a 51 ball 100 in the final, in the third T20 against England, which gave West Indies a 2-1 lead in the T20 series. The fourth match, probably right now as I'm talking to you, I believe we are probably 1.5 hours away from the start in the fourth T20 between England and West Indies, and everyone would love to watch it for sure. After the exploits from Rowman Powell. Now, Rowman Powell, I'm going to talk about that for sure. And the other things that I have for you here, we'll probably discuss India South Africa ODI series in a very brief manner, that is again subject to time. Big Bash League, Perth Scorchers winning the Big Bash League 2022, and also looking at some cricket that happened in this last week, and also looking at some cricket news as well. So let's get started with Rowman Powell innings. What an innings that was! Yes, it was one thing I have to tell you, that Rowman Powell has been in and out of the West Indian team, and he came up with the goods to say that probably he deserves a permanent place for himself in the T20. And this man, I'm sure he has written his name into the West Indies team for the T20 World Cup with his 51 ball 100. As 51 ball hundreds are very rare. Anybody who scores a century in T20 cricket is definitely someone to reckon with. The only three, so now he has joined two players from the West Indies who have scored a 100 in T20 cricket. One is none other than the universe boss from West Indies, Chris Gale, and the other one is Evan Lewis. And now Rowman Powell has joined that particular pack. And as I said, anyone scoring T20 100 is very special. So take a bow, Rowman Powell. And what an innings from Rowman Powell. I mean, they were in a bit of trouble. He came in, I think, at number 4. He clobbered the English bowlers, especially paying scant respect to Liam Livingston, the off spinner. I mean, Liam Livingston bowls two ways. He can bowl the off spinner to the left hander. He can bowl the right arm spin to the left hander as well. And he was the one who got scant respect from Rowman Powell, as Rowman Powell went berserk, one could call. And what a knock from Rowman Powell. I mean, he got the West Indians to a score of 200 and more. But yes, one thing that probably one would be thinking is that the ground was small. Yes, the ground was small, as it afforded a run feast, one could say, in the third T20, which one understands. But also let's understand that Rowman Powell has hit those sixes. He hit a 51 ball 100. He finished on 101 out of a total, I believe it was something in the range of 220 odd. And besides, on any ground, he could have hit those sixes. And the reason I say is because of those 10 sixes, I think majority of the sixes would have been sixes on even long grounds. So that really tells you that Rowman Powell, how powerful he was. There were brutal hits. There was some nice precision work as well when he was hitting those boundaries on the onside, which one saw. He hit 4 fours in all, and he hit 10 sixes. He spanked them all across the park, and the English bowlers had absolutely no answer. Yes, the English team was a bit crippled with Morgan not playing. One understands that. But look at the way Rowman Powell handled. Sam Garton was disappearing. Then we had Reece Topley being hit for sixes. And then the spinners. Adil Rashid was the only one who got some respect from Rowman Powell. Other than that, every bowler disappeared into the top tier. And what a knock that was! As I said, he has probably made the blueprint for him to be included in the T20 World Cup in Australia in the month of October, I suppose, November. So definitely, he is one serious player that West Indies have to guard. And definitely, as I said, if anyone scores a T20 100, he's a real force to reckon with. And I'm sure we will be seeing Rowman Powell's name in the West Indies squad for the T20 World Cup. And as I said, he has been, and also another thing about Rowman Powell is that he had his struggle. His wicket was quickly picked up by the wrist spinners because he had a problem against wrist spin. But what he has done is that during the bio bubble, he has basically worked hard on it and got himself to really work on it as to how to play the wrist spin. And in his interview, he said that he has become more confident against the wrist spin, which is good news. And the other thing about Rowman Powell is that, yes, he definitely has the striking power. There is no doubt about it. Because, as I said, he really was hitting some long sixes. And that was an absolute treat to watch. And one really, really enjoyed this really flower of an innings from Rowman Powell. And also, as I said, this was a small ground, so definitely it afforded England, who had three debutants in the mix. They had Garton making his debut. We had Phil Salt, who is a person who actually likes to hit the ball right from the first ball he receives. So he is definitely a danger, because if basically he hits the first ball for a 6 or a 4, that means he's getting into his groove. So that is what Phil Salt is all about. And we also had one more player, actually, Phil Salt, as you know, he has his origins in Barbados. So it was his debut, and what an innings from Phil Salt. He definitely gave a bit of a scare. 36 runs needed in the final over. He hit some sixes, but definitely his wicket was taken. But definitely, I thought England really made a good fist of it, even though they didn't have Morgan in their ranks. As I said, it was an equal game. The reason being that the boundaries were small and sixes were easy to be hit. So definitely Phil Salt, and also Tom Banton contributed a very hard hit 73, and that was also good to see. And Phil Salt getting a debut T20 century, which was good to see. And I think it was a wonderful match. It will be remembered for Rowman Powell's 51 ball 100. It was totally a blistering knock from Rowman Powell, giving thorough entertainment to the public who had assembled for the third T20. So that is as far as that match is concerned. Yes, England lost the match, and as West Indies, as I said, are in the lead right now in this particular T20 series at 2-1. As I said, as I'm talking to you, probably 1 hour, 20 minutes from now, we had the fourth T20 starting for England. It's a very important match because West Indies, if they win this particular today's game, it's all over for England in this T20 series. So it will be interesting to see what really comes up. And also, what a masterclass that was. Odean Smith is an all-rounder. One would have not probably expected Odean Smith to be dropped. There was a lot of talk going on, but that is all, as that has been already been dismissed by the coach Phil Simmons. But one thing that I would like to say, Odean Smith also is a very talented bloke, no doubt about it. But I think it was a master move on the part of the West Indies think tank or the selection committee to go and get Rowman Powell into the mix just to strengthen their batting. But Odean Smith definitely has, but he might not be in the. Odean Smith is somewhat like a sort of a lower order hitter, but Rowman Powell is a genuine all-rounder, and that's the precise reason he was included, and it was totally justified. So, but as I said, this was a real special innings from Rowman Powell. And now the next thing I'm going to look at is let's have a look at what were the things that happened other than that. South Africa dominated the. I mean, as I said, this has been a series for India. We went with a lot of expectations. The best probable opportunity to go and put it across Australia in South Africa. Beat them in a test series in South Africa. But India, I think, have fluffed their chances because this was the best ever chance, and they have totally fluffed it. And South Africa deserve a tremendous credit, Dean Elgar and his men, for having a 2-1 victory over India, and that really has pointed out to a lot of loopholes as far as Indian Test team is concerned. The other thing, the one-day series, yes, India definitely were missing the services of Rohit Sharma, no doubt about it. As you know, he's such a class act. And in the ODI series also, India were outclassed by South Africa. So that is the thing. So India returned empty-handed from the series in South Africa, and that was a big shocker, according to me. This was their best opportunity. In the final, in the clean sweep that South Africa did in the ODI series, Deepak Chahar once again showed his batting prowess. He already almost took India close, but he could not close it as he did against Sri Lanka the other day. But nevertheless, he has all the makings of a very good all-rounder, Deepak Chahar. And as I said, the gains for South Africa in the test matches were Marco Jansen, the bowler, and the Peterson. Probably Keegan Peterson was the guy. So now the other thing that I'm going to talk about is, and also there are a lot of cricket going on right now despite the COVID. Pakistan PSL has already started. The BSL is going on. The Bangladesh Super League is also on, and we are going to the Big Bash as well. And so let's have a look at the Big Bash tournament. The Big Bash tournament came to an end with Perth Scorchers, who right from the day one in this Big Bash tournament in the year 2022 have really looked the piece, and they were the proud winners of the Big Bash League 2022 in Australia when they beat the Sydney Sixers in the Big Bash League final at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and they won the match by a handsome margin of 79 runs. Ben McDermott, who has been even selected he has been included in the T20 tour to Pakistan, and totally deserved so. He amassed 577 runs, Ben McDermott, and Ben McDermott was the player of the series in the Big Bash League, and he scored 3 centuries. Ben McDermott, very happy for him. And also in the match in the finals between Perth Scorchers and Sydney Sixers, yes, Sydney Sixers were definitely crippled. They lost, I think it was, if I'm not wrong, it was Josh Philippi was not there. He's a big card. Philippi was not there, and certain other players as well due to COVID. And definitely, I thought Sydney Sixers, one felt sorry for them. They definitely were no match for Perth Scorchers, one could say. Laurie Evans played a wonderful innings. He was the one who really took this. He and Ashton Turner, the captain, were the ones who revived the fortunes of the Perth Scorchers when the Perth Scorchers were put on the back foot by the Sydney Sixers bowlers. By Jackson, I think it was Steve O'Keefe, put them on the back foot. 4 wickets down for 25 the 6th over, and then the partnership, which was a match-winning one, 104 runs added by Ashton Turner and Laurie Evans. Laurie Evans played superbly, I thought. Not out 76 of 41 deliveries, 4 fours and 4 sixes. Ashton Turner contributing 54 of 35, 4 fours and 1 6, and it was 171 for 6 on the board for Perth Scorchers. Definitely a challenging score at that. 1 wicket for 6 to Jackson Bird. Hayden Kerr 1 for 22 for Steve O'Keefe, and also Nathan Lyon 2 for 24. Sydney Sixers given a target of 172. As I said, they were definitely, but they still had a lot of talent in their mix. Daniel Hughes, Hayden Kerr the other day, who was the hero. We had Moises Henriques, the captain, Dan Tristian. So there was definitely a lot of ammunition in the tank. But Sydney Sixers definitely disappointed. They were bowled out for 92. Daniel Hughes was the highest scorer with 42. And Nicholas Burtis getting up 15 runs and 10 to Jay Lenton. These were the only 3 who got into double figures. Other than that, all the batsmen were getting it. They got only to single figures. 92 all out. Jai Richardson was superb, 2 for 20. 1 for 12 for Jason Vandoff. Ashton Turner 1 for 6. Peter Hatzoglu has been doing a very good job with his leggies. 1 for 13. Ashton Agar 1 for 25. But Andrew Ty bowled superbly. 3 overs, none for 15. Really tilting the scales. And that was the end of the final at the Dockland Stadium. And it also brought an end to the Big Bash League 2022. And congratulations to the Perth Scorchers. They truly, truly deserve to win. As I said, they definitely made a statement in the Big Bash League 2022. And kudos to them. So Perth Scorchers, proud winners of the Big Bash League tournament. Now, the next thing that I'm going to talk about, I'm just trying to see, is there anything else that I could really talk about here? As I said, Pakistan Super League going on. Bangladesh Super League is on full swing. And we are looking at, let's have some live updates now. Let's go live and see the Under-19 World Cup. I have information for you right now. We are talking about the Under-19 World Cup. The quarterfinals is on. As you know, Australia have already entered the quarterfinals. Afghanistan have entered the quarterfinals. And here, the quarterfinals is going on. Australia have entered the semi-finals. Afghanistan also, I think, have entered the semi-finals as Australia beat Pakistan. And here, as I'm talking to you, India are inching towards a semi-final place as Bangladesh Under-19 put up a very bad show in the quarterfinal. They were bowled out for 111, and India Under-19 currently are placed at 100 for 5. Another 12 runs needed for 22.3 overs, an absolute formality, and India definitely into the semi-finals here. And I have to say, I was very impressed with one of the bowlers by the name, I thought his name was Vicky. He was a left-arm spinner. Oh my, I think this bloke, he was superb. He was deceiving all the Bangladesh bowlers, batsmen in the air. And besides that, let's have a look at the India Under-19 World Cup scorecard there. Yasdul, the captain, is right now in the middle. I'll come back to that, but let's look at the who are the prime bowlers for India. It was I'm just trying to see the Bangladesh card right now to see who really did the damage of 111. Ravi Kumar was the one who really rocked them right at the beginning of the game. 7 overs, 1 minute, 3 for 14, the pace bowler. Vicky Oswal, very impressed with Vicky Oswal, the left-arm spinner. He has nice drift, nice loop. He gets the ball to turn as well, and he was pretty impressive. And I think this bloke has a very bright future. 9 overs, 1 maiden, 25 runs and 2 wickets. I wouldn't be surprised this bloke probably gets into the IPL. Probably. I'm just surmising right now. So probably one might see him in the IPL because I think this bloke has a lot of talent, definitely. And as I said, 1 hour, 8 minutes to go before the fourth T20 starts. A must-win game for West Indies, for England, if at all they need to keep their hopes alive in the T20 series. What an exciting T20 series that is happening, especially after Rowman Powell 51 ball 100. One more news for you coming from Pakistan, in the Pakistan Super League. Multan Sultans has won the match by 5 wickets against Lahore Qalandars. They chased a big score of 206 for 5. They overcame it by 5 wickets. It was Rizwan, the captain, who never fails to score. He was the ICC T20 Player of the Year, as you know, and was very, very fully justified. And he came there. And Pakistan also, by the way, dominated the ICC Cricket Awards this time. Shaheen Shah Afridi, the ICC Cricketer of the Year. Babar Azam coming as a Test Player of the Year. Mohammad Rizwan going in as the T20 Player of the Year. So definitely the slot. And also another result which is coming up, it's Karachi Kings of the Quetta Gladiators. And the Quetta Gladiators have won by 8 wickets. Naseem Shah, the young pace bowler, picking up a fifer. And we all know that Naseem Shah picking up a fifer. And Hassan Ali making 50 for the Kings. Brendan Taylor, the news is that Brendan Taylor, the former Zimbabwean captain, the former Zimbabwean captain actually admitted to the match fixing. He was approached by a corruptor, and Brendan Taylor has admitted that he was guilty, and he has been banned for 3 years from cricket. But I don't think that is going to really affect him because he's already announced his retirement. But Brendan Taylor has been banned for 3.5 years from international cricket. There was also a ban for the Netherlands bowler Vivian Kingma, the pace bowler, against Afghanistan when he tampered the ball, and he has been suspended for 4 matches. Other than that, Netherlands, this was something very interesting to say, that Netherlands Ben Cooper, who has been the highest run getter in T20 cricket for the Netherlands with 1,239 runs, has retired from international cricket at the age of 29. And I don't think at the age of 29 you retire from cricket because that is the time your form really peaks. I was a bit surprised there, but nevertheless. And also in the Bangladesh Premier League, there was a hat-trick for the Mithunjoy Chowdhury as the challengers, Chattogram challengers, won the game against the Sylhet Sunrisers. Other than that, I'm trying to see any other news. Yes, I have another news from Bangladesh Premier League, where Fortune Barishal beat the Khulna Tigers. So that's another result for you. And other than that, I don't think anything else. So we are all, just wanting to tell you that Australia beat Pakistan in the under-19s. They won by 119 runs to knock out Pakistan out of the tournament. United Arab Emirates caused an upset as they upset the West Indies, the mighty West Indies, in the qualification playoffs, and that's something very seriously to be taken. We also have Uganda notching up their first win in the under-19 World Cup when they had the better of Papua New Guinea. So that's the results that I was going to give you, and I think that really sums up my cricket show for now. Now, Pranshu Mittal, I am with you here, my friend. I'm happy to see that you're figuring into this cricketing conversation. You're getting views on your previous videos too. Well, that's good. I mean, I never even look at it. I just go there with all my passion. I go and I do my cricket show. But it's good to know that you're relaying the news for me, that I'm getting a lot of views on my previous videos, which is good to know. I'm really happy to hear that. So Mittal, do you have any questions for me before I wind up this cricket show right now? Almost coming to winding up time. So thank you for that. Thank you, my friend Pranshu Mittal. If you have anything, you can type it in. Or if you don't have anything, then I would probably say curtains to this cricket show. And as I said, I'm also waiting to watch the match between England and the West Indies, the 4 T20, and what a match that is going to be because Rowman Powell has really piqued the interest of everybody with his 51-ball 100. And I think for England, definitely one would love to see England give a real tough fight, or probably even go and win the match, because then we have a real fitting finale in the final T20 that is coming up. But hope for some real excitement in the final, the 4th T20, which is coming up. And look forward to talking to you all once again on my cricket show on Sunday about the West Indies versus England T20 game, which probably is going to start 1 hour from now. Thanks for your company as always, and looking forward to your meeting, to the talk with you all once again tomorrow. That's on a Sunday. Until then, it's your host Ram signing off. Thank you.